going, everybody? This is your host T Time, and today I'm coming to you guys with my review to The Last of Us TV series, episode 4, that I believe it aired yesterday or the day before yesterday. Um, so this episode was good, but it wasn't a 10 out of 10 this time. This is one I can honestly say, like, this episode is the first episode from the whole series so far that's actually under a 10. Um, Everything that was going on in this episode, I liked it. I still did. We still got that Joel and Ellie um, connection that they're building up to and everything. Still got a lot of things that's referenced in the game. Actually, the whole, I say like 75% of the episode. This episode was referenced the game. Only like 25% of it wasn't, and that 25%, in my opinion, is the only reason why this episode is not a 10 out of 10. The episode, it added like some new stuff, and it was that new stuff that to me made didn't make it a 10 out of 10. I didn't really care for like the little new thing that they added into this. And in my opinion, this episode is kind of like a two-part of the whole thing. What I say is like they ended it on a cliffhanger to go into episode 5, which nothing wrong with that. I'm playing, like I said, I'm playing the game while also watching these episodes. So where I'm at in the game is kind of a little farther than the episode that happened, which is good because that means that when I continue the gameplay for my next gameplay that I plan to do before I watch episode 5, then I should be a lot farther ahead of the TV show and everything. Um, Besides that, really, like, there's nothing really more I can say about the episode without going into spoilers. It's just that you got the game, you got the comparison to the game in here fully. That's good. The acting is still good. The environment is still good. We're introduced to 2 new characters, but that's like at the end of the episode, which I will get into the spoiler side. And I'm looking forward to these 2 new. I'm looking forward to episode 5 for these 2 new characters because so far, if you've been paying attention to the TV show, everybody that Joe has come into contact with since he met Ellie has been like molding and shaping him to go from she's just cargo to I want to protect her as if like she's my own daughter, basically, in a way. Start off with Tess. Tess is dying. That she basically like protect her, get to where she gotta go. You got um not Bill. You got Bill passing away with Frank, and he left that note saying, "We're men who will stop at anything to protect people that we care about, protect Tess." But Tess told him to protect Ellie. So now it's like he's embodying his mind of protecting something into Joel also. And in a way, the next episode is gonna really probably do this, like develop more of that connection or to Joel to want to protect Ellie more than just cargo. Actually, in this episode, we get more of like a Joel and Ellie connection building in this episode too. Like really, most of the episode was Joel and Ellie building a stronger bond together. It's like you could see that he's slowly turning from she's just cargo to help me find my brother to I'm want to protect this girl. I'm not really looking at her as cargo anymore. I'm looking at her as like somebody that I actually do want to protect. You're slowly starting to see that in this episode. You're slowly starting to see a little more of Ellie's character too in this episode. In this episode, we get to see like more of like Ellie as a regular teenage girl. Because the past 3 episodes, she's always been like joking or be like, yeah, fuck you, man. Like a hard teenage kid, like rebellious and all that stuff. She's still a little rebellious in here. But in this episode, we get to see her act like a normal teenage girl. She's fascinated about certain things that happen in this episode, and you also get to see her scared that's about something that happened in this episode and worried and curious. Like you could also tell her she's also building a bond with Joel also, whereas Joel he's building a bond to just wanted to protect her and not treat her as cargo. Whereas in my opinion, Ellie's building a bond to like see Joel as like, okay, he's not just transporting me somewhere, but I also want to protect him too, and I also want to make sure he's safe. So it's almost like she's like slowly seeing him as like father figure, slowly. I mean, I feel like that's builds more strongly and that's gonna build more strongly in season two. But season one is like the foundation to build into season two. Granted, I'm already saying that season two is not gonna be as good as season one because season one is the whole Last of Us game, the very first one. That's season one. That's what they said it was. So if season two is directly like the Last of Us Part Two, it's not gonna be good because Part Two wasn't that good. It really wasn't. But they could add stuff and switch some stuff up that makes it better than the game. I hope they do that. But only time will tell. This is episode 4. There's 5 more episodes. Oh, also, I just thought about also made this not like a 10 out of 10 was the pacing. I think this was the shortest episode compared to the other 3, which is nothing wrong with that. I still liked it, but from where they stopped at, there's still like a whole lot more that needs to be put into this TV show for them to like really, finish it. And I don't want it to be rushed. You feel me? 5 more episodes. They still gotta get to where they gotta go. They still gotta add the DLC in the TV show that expands more of Ellie's past, and there's that. That alone, in my opinion, should be like about maybe like 2 or 3 episodes right there, maybe. And if what they're doing right now, if episode 5 is gonna be all about the 2 new characters that we met at the end of the episode, then to finish off the whole TV show is gonna be need at least about like another 3 or 4 episodes. So I feel like they're gonna end up rushing things because I mean it's not really spoiled. If you play the game, you know this, but I'm gonna just say right here. So they still gotta get past the 2 new characters they meet. Still gotta run into Joel's brother. I forgot his name. His brother. Gotta help his brother. Then you gotta have another moment with Ellie that happens when he meets his brother. Then it's like kind of like tell his brother basically, yeah, okay, let's do this with Ellie. Then shit happens with Joel. Then you gotta cut into like Ellie's past story. Like I said, that's like 2 episodes right there by itself. Then Joel gotta help Ellie at the situation. Then they finally get to where they're going, and that's gonna probably be like an episode 2 itself. So I feel like they're gonna end up rushing it. But the first 3 episodes is good. So crossing fingers that it's not rushed. I don't want it to be rushed. I want them to keep going the same way they was just doing for episode 1 through 3. This episode though, what they did, I don't think it was needed. They didn't have to do it the way they did. Like I said, 25% of the episode, in my opinion, that was not needed. That 25% could have been focused on the 2 characters that we meet in this TV show. That it could have been them, could have got their story in here, whoop the bam, and that would have been it. But now I also think like I hope that they don't see, cause like what they did with Frank and Bill, they expanded on Frank and Bill's episode, but story, but also like the whole episode with Frank and Bill was all about Frank and Bill, and they took out the part where like Joel and Ellie meet Bill, and Bill helps them get the battery from a car to start a car. They took that out completely and just put it all. Bill already had a car ready and everything before he killed himself and everything. Joel, you find this note, then protect Tess, do what you gotta do. Everything here is yours, basically type stuff. So I feel like they can next episode they can do like in 2 different things. Go straight off the game, or they switch it like they did Frank and Bill and like make the whole 5th episode something totally different. But then again, third thing they probably, well, not third thing, but I feel they probably won't, because just how episode 4 ended. But with all that being said and done, I'm gonna give this episode, in my opinion, it was still a great episode, but it wasn't a 10, so 9. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. That's my opinion. In the spoiler section, I'm getting to it why I feel like it wasn't a 10. It really was just like for that one reason, and I'll explain to it in the spoiler section. So for everybody that hasn't seen the episode yet, haven't played the game yet, this is where you will click off and either go do one or the other. Most likely, I will probably say like go watch the episode. So links to my socials are down below. Please follow me on all those. Hit the bell to be notified when I go live and when I drop any other new content. As for everybody else that's played the game or seen the episode, we can go in the spoiler section in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Okay, so episode takes place right off of where we left off with Joel and Ellie leave Bill's house with the car, ammo, and all that other stuff, right? And we get for like the first like 5 minutes of the episode. No, 5 to 10 minutes of the episode. It's all from the game, like right here, basically. See how the game is right here. Ellie's talking about how she found one of Bill's Dirty You magazines, and just making a joke about it, and that's pretty much it. It was literally straight from the game. She was like, "Oh, how do you walk around this thing?" He's like, I'm just fucking with you. Bye bye, dude." Like the dialogue and the car scene all from the game. We also get like Ellie cracking jokes from a book that she found that was like full of like, I guess, dad jokes. Dad jokes that be like, "Why did chicken cross the road to get to the other side?" Something like that. I don't remember that. That's an old joke, but I consider it a dad joke. I mean, like one of those corny jokes that your pops will probably end up telling you, and you'll just stare at him like, huh, huh. But she starts telling Joel some of those jokes, and he ain't cracking no smile about it. They drive and park the car in the woods so they can like rest and wake up the next day and continue to drive the full day. And that's pretty much it right there. They get to the city, inside the city where they gotta go, and the pathway is blocked off just like the game. So they have to go around actually in the city to find a way around, just like the game. When they get in the city, they see this guy who's like, "Oh, help, I'm injured, I'm hurt." Joe doesn't buy it because Joe told Ellie after all that happened that he's been on both sides. He's been somebody playing fake to like basically scavenge people, basically. So at this point, Ellie starts to find out like, okay, so Joe has actually done what these guys are trying to do, scavenge and kill people for their own goods and everything. Also, they kind of switched this around from the game because in the game, Joe was attacked and he almost lost his life. But Ellie came out with the gun, boom, shot the dude in the head, and he died. In the TV show, he was getting strangled to death, and instead of Ellie shooting the guy in the head, I think she shot him in the leg or his back, and he fell. And I feel like this is a lot better than the game. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention in the beginning of the episode, Ellie's playing with the gun that she found back at Bill and Frank's house, but she never told Joe. She was just playing with it, like unloading it, looking at the bullets, smelling the bullet. Like she's curious. She's a teenager, so she was curious about the gun. She told Joe that she shot somebody or killed somebody before, so I don't know why she was acting like she never shot or held a gun before. But once again, she's still a curious kid. She said she was 14, so hey, curious. So after she shoots the dude was basically like begging for his life, like pleading his case to her, like, "Let me go. We can take you to the camp, give you supplies. I'll tell the guys you cool and everything." And Ellie was gonna fall for it. She's a naive little girl. Of course, any naive teenager will fall for that, but Joe don't fall for it. He takes the gun from Ellie, tells her to turn around, and he kills old dude. And when that happened, they kind of have a moment, cause it's not that Joe didn't trust Ellie with having a weapon, he didn't want her to get her hands dirty. He didn't want her at such a young age to take somebody's life if it wasn't necessary. So that kind of explains why he always telling her no, no, no. But she tells him, she was like, yeah, that's not my first time shooting somebody. I've done it before. And Joe was like, okay, so here he basically gives her the gun, and it's kind of like, now, like, that's the case. Now I trust you a little bit more. Now we can like actually start being quote unquote partners type shit. After all that happened, this is the part where I gave it a 9 out of 10 for. They start to tell us, or show us about, I guess, the scavenger people where the ambush guys were from, and this woman named Catherine is looking for Sam and Henry. Sam and Henry are the two people that we meet at the end of the episode. I guess they used to belong to that group, and something happened to where the leader, who is, I believe, is Catherine, she wants them because I guess Henry got her brother killed somehow. I don't know. And they're basically looking around the city just for these two people. And by coincidence, Joel and Ellie just happened to come at the wrong time and be in the middle of it. And it's like the episode is trying to get us to care about her past with Henry and Sam and everything. And I'm just like, I don't remember her being in the game, so I'm like, okay, why should we really care about this? Why I don't see why this is added. Because in the game, it wasn't added. In the game, Joel and Ellie met Sam and Henry. Sam and Henry told Joel and Ellie about what happened with them and moved on from it. The scavengers wasn't even like, I mean, it was organized, but it wasn't like, there was nothing about no leader with them or anything like that. So I'm like, why is this needed? Like, this part was not needed at all because I don't care about Catherine. I don't care about nothing to do with her past or anything, because if they don't even expand on her past with her brother in the 5th episode, I feel like this was definitely a waste of screen time and stuff that they could have added more from the game. But yeah, that was basically the whole thing with their side. Like, they're looking for Joel and Ellie now. She's looking for Sam and Henry. They're all looking for them basically. That's the whole gist of them. So Joel and Ellie have to hide out. They go into this building and start going up the steps because I guess they're gonna go from the roofs to get where they gotta go, I believe. And because they're going walking up so many steps, they decide like, okay, we're gonna take a break right here and rest right here because they're not gonna look in here for a while. And before they both go to sleep, this is where Joel and Ellie have another heart-to-heart moment, basically, where Joel was telling her like, same thing. You shouldn't have to dirty your hands like that. You're still young, and it's never easy taking somebody's life. And she was like, oh, it gets easy as you get older. He's like, no, it still doesn't. But at your age, you shouldn't be exposed to something like that. So in a way, it's like Joel hasn't been like in the father mind for like what 20 years. So it's like I guess it's weird for him to get back into that mindset with Ellie, especially where one part of him still just thinks of her as cargo trying to get to his brother, and two, like, yeah, it's just been that long, so it's difficult for him to like get back into it. But you get to see that Ellie is like slowly breaking his hard shell around him, because before they go to sleep, she tells him the joke. She was like, did you know that diarrhea was genetic? He was like, for real? She's like, yeah, it runs in your genes. That one made me laugh. I'm not gonna lie, just thinking about it. And then in the episode, it made Joel laugh too. They both actually started laughing. So Joel, you can see that Joel is slowly like developing a soft spot for Ellie. To the point where like now he can actually like sleep and not really have to like worry about protecting her, because one, he's building a bond with her, and two, he knows now that she knows how to use a gun. So there's that. But when he wakes up to a gun in his face, and so does Ellie. And come to find out, it's Sam and Henry, and that's how the episode ends, right there. So yeah, it ends on a cliffhanger. I'm looking forward to Sam and Henry's story. If they expand more on their story, I feel like they will. If not, I'm still looking forward to seeing the story of Sam and Henry, Joel and Ellie, as they basically going to be working together they're going to be working together to get to the same place that Joel and Ellie are trying to go, and something's going to happen that's going to like affect Joel once again, just like how it affected Tess with Tess and Bill. Something's gonna happen with Sam and Henry that's gonna affect Joel again. That's gonna basically end up bringing him closer to wanting to protect Ellie and treat her like his daughter more than Cargo. And I can't wait for that. I can't wait because if they do it just like the game, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. But I'm looking forward to the episode. Because of the Super Bowl, they said the episode is gonna be on Friday. So my goal is to stream the next part of the game sometime Friday, and then if I have time, because I'm gonna be busy Friday and maybe Saturday, so I probably won't get my review out or even watch the episode until Sunday, maybe. But streaming wise, I'm definitely gonna push it for Friday. But that's all I have for you guys. I appreciate everybody that's gonna be viewing this video. Links to my socials gonna be all down below. Like I said before, hit the bell to be notified when I go live or I drop any other new content on the channel. Like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell me what you liked about my video. Tell me what you didn't like about it. Once again, what are your opinions of Joel and Ellie up to this point? How do you feel about the scavenger people trying to make us like feel something about Catherine? What are your feelings of Catherine? Like, what do you think happened between Henry and Catherine's brother that I guess made him or end up her brother getting killed? What do you think is going to happen between Henry and Sam in episode 5? Yeah, just let me know. I'm curious what you guys think about it, man. But with that being said, this show's tea time, and I'll see you guys on the next one.